Welcome to Snipisode 7 of the Daily Dose of DMC podcast. Today is Tuesday, January 10th, 2023, and I am your host, HK. Good morning to all you lovely people on this beautiful Tuesday. I want to start with a quote in today's Snipisode, Snipisode 7 of the Daily Dose of DMC by Thomas Edison, and it goes like this, quote, "Our greatest weakness lies in giving up. The most certain way to succeed is always to try just one more time." Close quote. So the reason why I open with that quote today is because in today's episode, I want to talk about the topic of discipline. Discipline is a very big topic, I know. There's a lot to cover in this, but I want to really also focus on self-discipline. Nonetheless, I want to, touch on what discipline actually is. So we, spur some thought around that. The types of discipline, how it kind of categorizes into two areas. The benefits of having discipline in your life. The techniques to develop discipline, things that I've done over the past years and that I still do today because it's something that you really need to focus on a daily basis. Yeah, it's consistency. Challenges to discipline that we might face, and we'll kind of close from there. So what's the definition of discipline? Yeah? Let's think about this. The discipline refers to the practice of training oneself to follow certain rules or standards of behavior. It involves the ability to control one's actions, thoughts, and emotions in order to achieve a desired outcome. Yeah, so discipline, is very important in all aspects of our life, yeah? It helps us, as individuals to make better choices. It helps you set and achieve goals. You live a more organized and productive life, yeah? We're taught these things, yeah, this concept of discipline from a young age in education, yeah? So, in school, we're taught to stay focused, to stay motivated, stay in school, manage your time and resources effectively. And from there, that's carried over into your work life, yeah? You need to start developing discipline for meeting deadlines or following rules and procedures and regulations that your company might have. Also working effectively as part of a team, yeah, that also requires discipline. And, in your personal relationships, it's also very important because it helps you to communicate effectively, potentially resolve conflicts, and also maintain healthy boundaries, yeah? So discipline just touches every aspect of our life, yeah? Let's just go ahead. Let's just go ahead and jump right into the types of discipline. Yeah. So now I categorize this into basically, just to keep it really simple. I love keeping things simple when I look at things. Yeah. The box example. But there are three types of discipline. Yeah. Preventive, supportive, and corrective. Yeah. I just want to, have you think about these things. Preventive is basically establishing rules to prevent something. Yeah, so kind of, you set expectations or guidelines, whatever classroom behaviors. Yeah, you put a stop sign at the end of the road. Why is it there? Yeah, so for anybody who's driving a car, any kind of vehicle, we have norms and rules and regulations. Yeah, and we need to be disciplined to follow those. So preventive discipline in order to not cause an accident. Yeah. Secondly, there's supportive discipline. Yeah, those are measures that are taken when the rules are broken, like in a classroom setting or within a company. It'd be like a verbal warning, a nonverbal warning. There's suggestions for corrective behavior, whatever that might be. That's supportive discipline. And then there's corrective discipline. Yeah, so measures that are taken to support the supportive discipline, yeah, when that doesn't per se work, yeah, like performance reviews in the corporate environment, your attendance in school, yeah, your behavior and attitude towards policies and whatnot, yeah. However, yeah, thinking about those three things, to me, I just kind of I want to categorize discipline here into two simple things. One is self-discipline. Yeah, so what I want to, and this is the one that's important to us in creating that positive mindset, into transforming our minds every single day to have that attitude and that control per se, yeah, about our own actions and thoughts, our emotions, without really the need of having external guidance or supervision. Yeah. And that self-discipline takes self-control and self-regulation and your own ability to set and achieve goals. Yeah. There's just a couple examples. Yeah. So waking up early to exercise every morning. Yeah. Even when it's difficult to get out of bed. Yeah. Or, from a financial perspective, sticking to a budget and avoiding unnecessary purchases. Yeah, stop procrastinating and complete your tasks on time, whether at work or at school, whatever you're doing. Yeah, unhealthy habits. Yeah, overeating or smoking and whatnot. These are all things that take discipline. I can go on and on, yeah, about that. But that's self-discipline. Then the second category is external discipline, yeah, which is basically imposed by authority or external rules, yeah, society, the government, your employer, the school that you go to. Yeah, it could be set by, your parents, or even in the classroom setting, your teachers. Again, like laws and whatnot. So that's external discipline, and that helps us as individuals to understand and basically, follow rules, and those are expectation settings. Yeah, they can be, they're very effective, yeah, to ensure standards of behavior. But again, external discipline to me is something that you need a healthy dose of, self-assessment, that ability to really look at things from all the angles and really question whether that makes sense or not. Yeah, so let me give you an example here. And I'm not saying you shouldn't trust everything or all the rules and things and norms that we set out in society, for example. But here's an example. Yeah, we tell our kids that we as parents, yeah, we set rules, we set boundaries. But our kids are allowed to talk back to us, yeah, not in a certain manner, in a certain tone, and only if, yeah, they have supportive arguments to back up why that certain rule or that certain boundary that we set either doesn't make sense, or they don't understand it, or they look at it from a different perspective. And our kids do that from time to time, yeah, and they'll ask questions, they're allowed to challenge us, and that's what we need to do as well. Also in society, just because a rule's a rule doesn't mean you need to follow that rule. Does that rule make sense? Yeah, you can't question every rule. That's not what I'm saying. Again, healthy dose of common sense here, but that is possible. Nonetheless, for DMC, we want self-discipline in all areas of life. Yeah, so what are the benefits of discipline? It helps you improve decision-making and problem-solving. You're able to think more clearly. You make better decisions. You can focus yourself, yeah, your attention, and prioritize tasks. And what you're getting done. Yeah, you develop problem-solving skills. You identify and overcome obstacles and setbacks with that discipline. You have increased productivity and efficiency because it helps you stay focused and avoid distractions. I think in today's day and age with social media, that is a big topic. Yeah, but if you're able to manage your time and resources effectively, you'll definitely increase productivity, and you'll definitely reduce stress. You see how all these topics are tying into each other. They're so intertwined. Yeah. Self-discipline also brings about greater self-esteem and self-confidence, yeah? Because as you accomplish your goals and you take control of your life, yeah, by achieving those goals, then you feel that sense of accomplishment and pride, and you should, yeah? And that's what boosts self-esteem and self-confidence. One thing that I'm currently doing, that I've been doing for roughly about 3 weeks now, on a consistent basis, is I've set a goal to do 250 push-ups every single day in sets, yeah, throughout the course of the day. I give myself the course of the day to do those 250 push-ups. For some that may seem a lot, for others not enough, but that's my personal goal at this very moment, that I have set for a certain period of time, and that's what I'm sticking to it. And every time I hit that 250 every single day, because I'm tracking that's the beauty of growing self-esteem, growing self-confidence, and taking control of something I set out to do. Yeah, that discipline. But also, it's a sense of responsibility and accountability. Yeah, it helps you understand what your responsibilities to yourself are, to your family is, to your community is, and you can be held accountable for that action. Yeah, so, and also like in children, for adults as well, but for children, yeah, it promotes that sense of dependability and reliability, which you can be valuable in personal and professional relationships. Yeah, so people see you as somebody they can, you build rapport in your workplace. They can rely on you. That's what helped me get through a lot of my career. Yeah, building that rapport, getting things done, having the discipline to do that. Yeah, so what are some of the techniques that you can use to develop self-discipline? Because anybody out there, we've all procrastinated. Believe me, I've done it as well in a lot of areas. In many things, I still do that today, and it's always kind of one of those things you need to come back and chew on and grind on. But, some of the techniques are, set clear goals and priorities. Yeah? To start developing discipline, you got to set clear, achievable goals and priorities. You need to identify what's most important and focus your efforts on that. Yeah? And I mean, motivation goes up and down. Yeah, we'll talk about motivation as well. But you're gonna need to kind of create that system. Yeah? Which is this next thing, is creating a routine and sticking to it. Yeah? To develop discipline, you got to create that routine. You got to create a habit. Yeah, James Clear. James Clear is a big guy when it comes to habits. Now, I haven't read his book, Atomic Habits, yet. That's something that's on my to-do list for 2023. However, I've read a few of his things. If you don't know, go on his website, Google him, search him up, James Clear. And he talks a lot about habits and how you can create habits, stick to habits, break habits, and whatnot. Yeah, but that's what you got to do. As individuals, we need to stay organized. We need to manage our time effectively. We have to have that sense of structure and stability, and really create habits. So one thing, for example, that I used to do several years ago, before having one of my injuries, is I love running. I've done running all my life, from marathons and triathlons, and lots of track and field events. However, there was a point where I just didn't want to go running anymore. So what I began doing, is I told myself I'm going to go running. That didn't help. A couple days later, what I started doing, I set out my clothes and my shoes and anything else that I needed, right on in my bedroom, in our bedroom at that time, right on the side. And every morning when I got up, because I got up at the same time every morning, I saw those and I immediately said, okay, got to do it. Put them on and went for a run. Even if it was just a short run, like 30 minutes, or a jog or whatever it might be, but I did it. So create that routine. Next technique is just to practice self-control and self-regulation. Develop that. It's an important aspect of self-discipline. That can be done through meditation, deep breathing, positive self-talk, all a couple things that we've touched on the previous Snipisode, so make sure you go listen to the previous Snipisodes as well. Then seek support and accountability from others is the next technique. I do that with my wife. My wife, I love eating. I'm a big eater. At the same time, I'm a big sports fanatic and fitness and bike riding, road biking and whatnot, hiking. But my wife keeps me on track with my food. When she sees me pull out a bag of chips, she says, go grab a bowl. I mean, there are times where I struggle. I'm like, okay, I can do just a couple more chips. But, that to me is also, that's very important. Seeking support from others, that you trust, and that can be anybody, guidance from a mentor, join a support group, working with a coach, whatever that may be. And lastly, using positive reinforcements and rewards. That can be an effective way to motivate you, to encourage discipline. Set small goals, and every time you achieve one of them, reward yourself. So we're already at 13 and a half minutes. We're almost there. So let's go to the challenges. The challenges to discipline is procrastination, I think, is the biggest one that a lot of us face. That lack of motivation. We tend to procrastinate and put off our tasks and responsibilities, and that's because we're not motivated. It's that fear of failure often, or disappointment, what others may think of us, or that, we can't achieve that because that's what's in our heads. But to overcome that procrastination, you got to set clear goals, set clear deadlines, and really identify the underlying cause. I'm that kind of, Lean Six Sigma, the 5 fishbone. Why? What's the underlying cause of that procrastination? Think about that in your personal life. Secondly, distractions and external pressures. There is definitely a challenge when it comes to distractions and external pressures. Which make it hard to stay focused and on track, because distractions come in all forms today. Social media, emails, phone calls, interruptions, etc., etc. Those external pressures like work deadlines and family responsibilities or personal problems we may have. Excuse me, but, those are all things that, have a challenge, that challenge us in our daily discipline. And to overcome these challenges, you need to set boundaries and limits. You have to practice mindfulness, and you need to learn how to focus on the important things in your life. Yeah, that's the second point. Third point is, again, like I mentioned, negative thoughts and self-doubt. That can also be a challenge to self-discipline because it undermines your confidence and motivation. And to overcome these challenges, yeah, you got to practice positive self-talk, seek support from others, yeah, and to really crunch through that in your head. Stop letting that cinema get the best of you. Yeah, we've touched on that in some previous episodes. So guys, let's close off right here. Discipline is a crucial aspect of our personal and professional development. Yeah, we got to set goals, yeah, small ones each and every single day. Make better decisions, and if you do that with self-discipline, you're going to lead a more productive and fulfilling life. Yeah, so let's run it down. You got to identify your goals, create your plan, man, set your boundaries, practice self-control, seek support if you need it, and then reward yourself every single time you hit that. Yeah, make a habit out of it, and like James Clear says, once that habit becomes a routine, turn it into a ritual. Yeah, remember, self-discipline takes time and effort. Just be patient, be kind to yourself as you work towards that goal. But with practice, every single day you can develop that self-discipline that you need to succeed in your life. Everybody, thanks for tuning in to today's Snipisode. I hope that spurred some thought for you. That being said, stay dedicated, motivated, and committed all day, every day.